it had gone quiet around Manchester United's new stadium, hadn't it? It's not much news, nothing really being speculated out there. Well, it has all changed this evening. Manchester United apparently have a date in mind for when this new stadium is going to be open. So Jim Ratcliffe's legacy, the big Trident Stadium with the circus tent on top, as many people have called it, 2031. Now, what happened to 4 years, 5-year plan? We'll get into all of that. We'll tell you exactly where we're up to, what the news is, how much it's going to cost Manchester United, the news of them not needing help from the government to fund the stadium. But what about the surrounding areas? Who owns the surrounding areas? Yes, you could give two guesses as to who owns that and why we want to move this forward very, very quickly. Also, what's happening and why there is this delay as well. And all, of course, all the extra information around everything that's happening on the stadium, the pricing, how much it's going to cost, everything like that into this video this evening, everybody. If you are tuning in thinking that there is a live show this evening, it's not there because there isn't much to talk about. All we've got is a stadium and there is, well, pretty much everything else covered. We're not going to be talking about silly stories about Vinicius Jr., are we? And no, we'll leave them ones there and we'll get on to the stadium, the important stuff, the stuff that's going to really impact Manchester United fans in particular, because I've had my pricing, I've had prices come through to me as to how much it's going to cost moving into this new stadium. The actual price of this stadium is going to cost Manchester United approximately $2 billion to build, and this is just the stadium to build on its own. Now, Manchester United have come out and said that they don't need funding from the government for the stadium itself. They need help in helping around the area around the new Old Trafford, whatever you want to call it, the new Trafford, the new stadium, the infrastructure and everything around the surrounding areas, all of the new buildings going in, all of this new affordable living, casinos, hotels, shopping centres, all sorts of different venues all piling around the actual stadium itself. This is what Manchester United need help with moving forward, because obviously they want a brand spanking new stadium and they want a nice surrounding area to go with it. They don't want a big massive industrial estate like it is now. But yeah, $2 billion for the stadium. United don't need investment from the government. They don't need help on that, is what's been said. Lord Cole, who is chair of the project, is very, very confident that 2031 will be the date going forward for Manchester United to move into the new stadium. So that's interesting, because we was told when the news came out about the new stadium, when United invited the media in to talk about the developments and when it was coming, we thought it was going to be 4 years, something around that mark. Not the case anymore. And this is apparently down to Foster and Partner, who are the architects and the designers of the new stadium. Remember, it is going to be built and shipped in. So that's not even a problem for Manchester United and Foster and Partners, but their priorities right now lie in the San Siro developments. So this is where it gets a little bit complicated for Manchester United, and they're having to wait a little bit longer. Well, you might actually say that it might benefit United, put all of their efforts into the team, into the club and what we've got here right now. If we can't move forward with anything until the San Siro has been built, then let's just look at other projects elsewhere and making sure that the money is spent well and Manchester United is looking after itself. And we've actually got a really good team to go into that brand new stadium, because it's all right having all of the bells and whistles, but if you haven't actually got a product to go in there and work right, then it kind of looks silly, doesn't it? But Manchester United feeling very, very confident that they can get this done and move this forward very, very quickly once the San Siro has been built. Now, there has been talk of other designers coming in and potentially taking over. Even talk of a redevelopment of Old Trafford again has been mentioned within the new stadium talks. But it is all being pushed towards the new stadium. You know the one. You've seen the pictures. You've seen everything around it, inside it, where the museum is, the entertainment for the fans. It is a completely different atmosphere. I mean, I have been lucky to go around the world and travel and see some fantastic stadiums myself, and Old Trafford is old, worn down, and is definitely not in keeping with a juggernaut of a football club, you could say. There are clubs that are smaller than Manchester United that have better stadiums. And as you can see on the pictures on the screen now, it is all about the infrastructure, the surrounding area around Old Trafford as well. This is just a copy and a mock-up of the actual housing developments that are going around Manchester United. There is so-called plans, and I know this for certain because I have been asked by the football club, as many others, in a questionnaire as to what we would like putting in and around, and would we be okay with certain things going in. A multi-venue stadium. Well, it's a multi-event stadium, basically, is what they're saying. They want concerts, they want boxing, they want NFL, they want everything in this stadium. 100,000 seater. They want a 5- and 6-star hotel, casino, shopping centres, cinemas, everything around Old Trafford. We've been asked about the lot, and it is going to be a completely different atmosphere around Old Trafford, walking in to your usual trip to Old Trafford that we've got right now, because the stuff that they're going to put in is absolutely mind-blowing. It really is. And I think it is going to be something else. I really do think it is going to be a nice stadium for Manchester United fans. But look, all of that is nice and good and well, but we are going to be looking at this stadium being completed in 2031 now because of the San Siro, like I said. But I want you to get into the comments as well on this and just tell me, everybody, it has gone cold on this. Are you warming to the idea, and are you actually looking at this now as the right way forward for Manchester United? If, for instance, we do start hitting it off, could we see Manchester United actually become champions, like INEOS think we will be, in a new stadium? Do you think Manchester United will pick up the Premier League trophy again in Old Trafford, or the brand new stadium? Now, that's a question that I want you to get into the comment section with, because that, I think, is a hard one to say. It's a hard one to answer, because United are moving in the right direction now. By the time the stadium comes around, by the way, I expect United to be comfortably in the Champions League. It is going to be some spectacle watching football in this type of stadium instead of Old Trafford. And don't get me wrong, I love the Old Trafford days, I love the old stadium, but we are all, I think we're all looking at this realistically and saying that the stadium needs to come in. There were some fans hoping that with it going quiet, that we might actually have to bin the idea. Things weren't going quite right. There is delays. There is problems with the Freightliner, of course, and the pricing of the land. Manchester United feel like they can actually get a deal done for that. A word from United is the other businesses around Old Trafford, communications are going on, and it is positive at the moment on that. So everything around the stadium and what is necessary and what's needed is moving in the right direction. Of course, INEOS do own a lot of the rights around the stadium as well, to the land. So again, I've said this before, if INEOS sell to the government, or the government get involved in this scheme, and the amount of homes, houses, jobs that this is going to create, this project, it will be one of the biggest in the country in its history. Then INEOS are going to be quids in on this also as well. So it is really important to remember that, yes, it might be legacy. Yes, you can look at INEOS and the good side of things. But like I've always said, yes, the investment into United is great. A new stadium is fantastic. Carrington redone. It's everything that we've always wanted. They are very, very good businessmen. So Jim Ratcliffe hasn't got where he is now without bending a few of the rules and getting a few little deals done on the side. He knows what he's doing. He's in this also to make some money. And this new stadium, I've said this many a times before, if you compare it right now, the Bernabeu and its new development is going to be smaller than Manchester United's when this is built. And that stadium, day in, day out, so every single day, earns $1 million. So that, and when you compare that to what's coming at Old Trafford, I'm not saying that United are bigger than Real Madrid, obviously, but a stadium that's going to host everything that it is going to, the money that Manchester United will generate from this. I mean, you can look at this and just say it's a pipe dream, it's years down the line, but this is massive for Manchester United. This is going to put us on a different stratosphere to everybody else. And everybody else is bricking it if Manchester United do get there. If we are, and we are starting to win and get going in the right direction on the pitch as well as this off the pitch, then you can really see Manchester United with the right business model in place, leaving everybody else for dead. And people know this. People don't want this to happen because they don't want Manchester United to get good again. But look, it's early days in terms of turning it round on the pitch. The plan is for the future of this stadium. All in all, within their first couple of years, INEOS have done quite a lot at Manchester United. And I think we're all just watching now to see what comes next. Could it be an actual start to the stadium? Could we start seeing ground start being dug up around Old Trafford in the next couple of years? I think that's what we're waiting for now anyway. But that is your update, everybody. There really isn't much else to talk about apart from the stadium tonight, and I want your thoughts in. That is the killer question that I asked just a couple of minutes ago. Do you think Manchester United will be picking that Premier League trophy up in Old Trafford, or is it going to be in the new stadium? Bearing in mind, Manchester United expect to be in the new stadium in 2030/31. Get your thoughts in on this one, everybody, and let me know what you're thinking. I'm intrigued to know exactly where you're at. Make sure you smash that subscribe button up on your screen right now, everybody. Give the video a like as well. I'll be back with all of your live updates. We are live 8 o'clock in the morning, so make sure that you're there tomorrow also, and I will see you then. Cheers for watching, everybody.